What's up, family? Welcome back to Mugi's Corner. Thank you for making a stop by my corner today. And this is Mugi's Corner. I'm your host, Mugi. On the corner today, we have a guest, and he's the one and only Mr. Herbert. Mr. Herbert is a coach, he's a teacher, as well as an author. He has written several books like Mentor Boy Child, The Brain Your Wealth, and as well as Raising Money-Savvy Children. So, Mr. Herbert, welcome to Mugi's Corner. Please introduce yourself and lay out your profile to the viewers.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm Coach Herbert, and by name, Mwima Mwesigo Herbert. Thank you very much. Thank you for hosting me. At least today I know we're going to talk a lot, and it will be very educative. So I believe everybody is tuned and you are watching and listening. So please make sure that if you have not subscribed to these channels, make sure that you subscribe so that at the end of the day you enjoy more and more interesting they call it stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I would like you to tell the people about the work you do and as well as your channel.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm a boys mentor. Basically, I'm an author and I'm a journalist. And what happens always is I do boys mentorship because boys have been left out. You will find that everybody who is talking about mentorship, they're talking about girls mentorship, girls empowerment. But for our organization, Mentor Boy Child Uganda, we are basically mentoring boys into responsible men of tomorrow.
So absolutely, I like the work you do. I've been following you obviously for quite some time, and hence I picked up interest and invited you to come on Mugi's Corner to talk to the people. And I'm very passionate about the black family as well as the black boys, you know, also the black girls, but more especially the black boys, because I do believe that when we raise strong black men, that transforms into a strong black community, and later on a strong black nation, and country at large. So I really do admire the work you do and commend you on a good job. Well done, Mr. Herbert.
Yeah, thank you.
So Mr. Herbert,
Yep.
I wish to start this conversation, this dialogue, by giving you a chance to please talk to us about the work you do at Mentor Boy Child Uganda in more detail, and as well as the books. How many books have you written to start
Basically I've written 4 books, and the first book was The Brain Your Wealth. What we mean by brain your wealth is this is your wealth. I always tell people this is your wealth. If you don't have a brain, then you have a problem. Not getting me? And I always tell people that this is your certificate. If you have gone to school and you have studied at whatever level, whether university, whether degree or diploma, whatever the case, or certificate, this is your certificate. Don't go on running here and there with papers here and there. No, run here and there with ideas at the end of the day. Not getting me? So I wrote The Brain Your Wealth. I have a book called Mentor Boy Child. This was my second book. And then I have another book called Wake Up, It's Time. It's a motivational book. Not getting me? Then at the end of the day, I have this one. This is Raising Money-Savvy Children, a book that helps children to learn how to save money, how to manage money. Mugi, we have a problem in Africa, and the problem we're having is most of us who are not trained on how to manage money. Most of the people out there were not trained on how to manage money. So what happens is, at the end of the day, people go on doing A, B, C, D, and they are playing with money here and there, so that at the end of the day, they start saying, hey, but where has my money gone? Because they don't document each and every amount of money that they spend or that comes into their pockets. Yep.
So let me take you back a little bit when you talked about the brain being your...
Continue.
Go ahead, no problem. Yeah, when you talked about your brain being your number one certificate, your brain being your greatest capital, I do concur with that. It's very true that your brain is very is your number one capital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I also want to bring in. I'm sure you would have seen a popular journalist from Ugandan local television who used a saying which I like so much, that omutwego toli mwavu omutwego gwe mwavu.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that is Innocent Gusulwa.
Innocent Gusulwa.
Yeah.
So let me translate this for the non-Luganda speakers. So basically the saying toli mwavu omutwego gwe mwavu translates to you're not poor, but it's your ideas. It's a lack of ideas, you know,
that
to
is
make
making
money.
that is making you poor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and also now to kind of expound on that topic of the brain and you know, not being able to use our brains. You know, we can see that our current education system focuses on passing out learners. You know, it's not to instill disciplines and skills and knowledge, but passing out learners. So when I went to senior secondary school, in our introductory or induction course, you know, they taught us why do we study biology, and the first answer that the teacher gave us, you know, was to pass exams.
Yeah, to pass exams, to widen our scope of knowledge, which is very good. However, as you are saying, you see we have a problem, and it's one of the chapters here. And basically it says that this is your certificate. Now, our education system, especially in Africa, the problem we are having is we are always talking about theory. And at the end of the day, Mugi, let me tell you this, we were studying things of British Columbia, you remember? Napoleon Bonaparte, are you getting me? Yet at the end of the day, it would be very, very, very interesting and very good for us to study about, for example, the NRM revolution of 1980 to 86, so that we know what is here. Are you getting me?
You know, the journey of our country. But we spend so much of time in school studying about things that we cannot,
that don't add up to our lives,
that are not even practical. We cannot put in practice.
Yeah.
You know, so recently you appeared on a television, a local television show, and you talked about a whole range of things. So it's imperative that for the people who did not get a chance to see this channel, we kind of make, I selected a host of talking points which I would like us to divulge into. So one of the things we talked about is the agenda against black boys, which is perpetuated or orchestrated by foreigners. So in the context of Uganda and Ugandan boys, talk to us about the agenda.
Yeah, basically, to mention this, there is an agenda of seeing to it that at least the boy child is not empowered. And this agenda is coming from the Western world, because they know with Africa, if we empowered the boy child, that means that it will become hard for them to penetrate. Are you getting me? But whenever we empower the girl child and we leave the boy child, because the boy child is the head of the family tomorrow. So by de-empowering, by not helping the boy child, it means that the family is being done a disservice. So there will be no proper continuity of a family. Because just imagine, why are we having a lot of single mothers as we talk? You see, just because the man has been disempowered. Are you getting me? How are they disempowering him? One, they are saying that, look, for a man, you don't need an empowerment. For you, God created you an empowered person already. Are you getting me? Yet at the end of the day, we are also human beings like women. These boys are also human beings like girls, so that they also need to see to it that at least they have some empowerment here and there. Go to university. When we were studying, you'll realize that with Makerere University, for example, they would have a point to add to a girl.
Yep.
Not a boy.
So that further kind of
empowers the girl,
puts a girl in a
at an advantage
than
before
the race starts.
Before
it's
the
like,
yeah, by the way, before the race starts,
yeah,
the girl is already in front there.
Exactly, by the girl knowing that, oh, I have a point already.
But remember, these people have been paying the same school fees. These people have been doing the same exams. Then why give chance to this person? We are not against empowering the girl child, but the issue is we need to move the two concurrently.
Yeah, giving the unfair advantage in a way.
Yeah,
you know, that's what we're.
When you move with this boy, you move with this girl, at the end of the day, they are together. When they come to get married, the good thing that will happen is the boy is empowered, the girl is also what?
Empowered.
That means that they are going to make a very good family. And they will bear very, very, very beautiful and knowledgeable children. Are you getting me? So that there's continuity for the family. But because there is an agenda that is basically there to see to it that at least they do a disservice to the boy child, so that tomorrow we don't have men who care. Are you getting me? That's why we are having a lot of divorces. That's why we are having a lot of misunderstandings in families.
And yeah, a dysfunctional black family. That's the term I like to use. So still dissecting the issue of the agenda.
Yeah.
I would like you to talk to us about the idea of girl child. We hear about, you know, many programs. Oh, support a girl child to remain in school. How does this undermine the boys?
Yeah, basically when we support the girl child to remain in school, it means that, as you have mentioned, it means that we are undermining the boy child. How are we undermining the boy child?
Let me come in 1 second so that I am not misunderstood. So what I'm talking about is we see that, support a girl child to remain in school. Do this. I'm not saying that this is bad, but where does this leave the boy child? Why don't we see similar kind of programs enacted to also cater for the boys? Please.
I think why this is happening is because, one, the Western world that we have already mentioned is it has an agenda. That's why they are not going to support organizations helping the boy child. They are going to support organizations that are helping the girl child. Are you getting me? Because they know that at the end of the day, if we pumped money in organizations that are helping the boy child, Africa is going to, the men in Africa are going to become wise. The men in Africa are going to continue being strong, and for them, they will not really acquire what they want. Are you getting me? Now, some of these organizations are in place, but at the end of the day, Mugi, what I can tell you is there is not much that they are doing. Those that are empowering the girl child, there is not much that they are doing. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because you'll find that we still continue having the teen pregnancies.
And the trend is on a trajectory. Instead of, despite their involvement, it's not going down. It's
so
just
you wonder.
Going. So that kind of, we don't see what they are doing.
Now, if you want to fight the issue of early pregnancies, early marriages, the medicine is here. Mentor this boy.
Deal with the boy. Because
the boy is the trouble causer.
Correct, because in most of these cases, we see that it's the boys who are proactive, luring these girls into having underage sex, you know what I'm saying? And after doing that, because the boys are not mentored, the boys are not properly brought up, they disregard, they kind of run away. The term I used to refer to them is runaway dads, because they are not mentored, So still discussing that, you talked about, you say that the reason why they focus on the girls is because the girls, they don't want to empower the boy child. I want to say this to the Western world, a black man is a threat to the power.
Yeah, true.
So as opposed to the black woman, women sometimes tend to be soft. So black women are not seen as a threat. No,
Yeah,
they are
true.
not.
Yeah,
So they see that when the black child or the black man is empowered, he's going to rise up, he's going to awaken, and realize the power that he has. So hence we see that girls are being supported more. I like to watch a black scholar from America, and he always pulls out statistics. This guy is called Dr. Umar. He says that black women in America are out earn the black men in America.
they're earning a lot of money more than the
The
men.
women, they are women. So see that the black women in America out educate the black men. You
Are
know
more
what I'm saying?
educated than the black men.
So we see that it is a deliberate move to kind of undermine the black man, because when a woman earns more money than the man, what is that going to translate to when it comes to a family?
Unless this woman has been nurtured well, unless this woman has been mentored well. But in most cases, Mugi, what happens is when this woman starts earning more money, she may start down-looking the gentleman, down-looking the husband.
And hence undermining the family.
And
you know
hence undermining the family.
And the problem is the system that empowers the woman is the system that mentors her. You know what I'm saying? So it is fair for me to say that it is the women are no longer mentored by their mothers and fathers and the aunties or the community. They are mentored by the system, the same system which empowers them to have to see them, attaining this education, being in these high positions that sees them earn more money, hence affecting the black family. Coach Herbert, don't get me wrong, and the viewers also. I'm not saying that empowering women, seeing women in these leadership
It's
positions,
bad. It's not bad.
yeah, seeing them in these high positions.
Nobody's
earning-
against them. Nobody's
no,
against it.
No,
But at the end of the day, Mugi, we are interested in seeing these people go,
Yes,
move together.
we are against the agenda.
Yeah. You see, so that they move together. Because at the end of the day, these two people are going to get married. For example, an empowered girl is getting married to a less empowered boy. You see, yet at the end of the day, this boy is supposed to be the head of the family, but this boy has not been empowered. This boy has not been supported via education. Are you getting me? So what happens? That means that the family is going to be led by the woman, which is against God's creation.
Yeah. So talking about God's creation, I do focus on the spirituality of us as black people, where the man was intended to be the leader by the Creator.
Yeah.
So when we see such trends, putting the women on top, that undermines the agenda of the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, that is wrong. The boy child needs to be empowered. The boy child needs to be mentored to be a strong man, a strong leader, hence giving him the skills to take up the responsibility of being a leader of his family, and the families will thrive.
Yeah.
So it's no doubt.
Because what we know is the man is supposed to be the provider.
Correct.
He's supposed to be the protector.
100%.
So if really this man has not been empowered, if this man has not been equipped with the skills, the leadership skills, are you getting me? The monetary skills on how to handle money, are you getting me? On issues of how to communicate to their family. So we are going to have a man who cannot protect his family, a man who cannot provide for his family. Are you getting me? So what does this mean, as we are saying? Because we are moving still along the same lane, and we are saying that the family will be done a disservice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So still sticking to the issue of the agenda, you also hinted a little bit about the agenda of homosexuality being pushed down on our black boys here in Uganda. We see it being now very common in schools, and apparently from what I hear is that these movements are being sponsored by foreigners, Europeans, pushing a lot of money to push the ideas of homosexuality to convert boys into homosexuality. You know, talk to us about that and the danger we are headed to if we allow it. And also not, you know, to kind of give credit to our government. They have really done a great job by passing out the anti-homosexuality bill to protect the black boys and the community in Uganda at large. But let's go back to the agenda of homosexuality.
Yeah, basically you'll find that when it comes to homosexuality, it affects the man who is supposed to ensure that he gets a woman and then there is procreation. Because when we go into homosexuality, that means there are no kids that are going to be born.
Absolutely.
What does that
not.
mean? It will mean that Africa, Uganda in particular, you'll find that the population will not increase. Are getting me? Because people, they have different agendas. For example, when they look at Lake Victoria, they look at, because Lake Victoria, the fact is it has the best fresh water in the world. Are you getting me? It's one of the lakes that has the best fresh water. But when they look at this water, they say now, who are the people who are consuming this good water?
Ugandans and some Kenyans as well as Tanzanians.
What are these Africans really? What can they do? Why can't we come up with agendas so that at the end of the day we occupy some of those places? And how can they occupy some of these places? By ensuring that the boy, there's no procreation, so that no more people are being born or no more Africans are being born, then the population will continue going down and then they will come and then take over. Are getting me?
Right.
So that's why they say, look, let us push it that way. Let us push it that way. So that when a man and a man, they are having that homosexual whatever activity, there's nothing that
there's no chance of
there's no chance of
birthing
procreation.
children.
Yes. However, they know that, because they know that if we let a man and a woman, definitely population is increasing. Population is increasing. But if we come with this agenda, the better. So homosexuality is very dangerous. And I repeat, homosexuality is very dangerous. One, to your personal life, because diseases like, or viruses like HIV, AIDS, go through that. Are you getting me?
Yeah, the chances of boys and men catching HIV or AIDS are higher in a same, you know,
because
homosexuality
there is no lubrication there. It's not like a man and a woman where there is first lubrication and then you're getting me. But here there's no lubrication. So when there's that rubbing, what happens? Blood will come out and then there will be exchange of those fluids. At the end of the day, if somebody is infected, it will infect you. You're getting me. Then another thing is, besides the infections, that is on a personal level, on the issue of community levels, for example, we Africans, we have our morals. Our morals have never talked anything in promoting homosexuality. For us, we know when a boy becomes 18, is done with the education, then they look forward to getting married to a girl who is also mature enough. You're getting me? So that the family continues.
So I attribute these young boys, you know, being lured into homosexuality to a lack of mentorship, a lack of a proper upbringing, because what we see right now, our young children are being mentored by the movies, by social media, you know, and what we see being pushed out on social media, homosexuality. What do we see prevalent in the movies is homosexuality. So due to a lack of men leaders in the families, women leaders in the families to tell these boys that, hey, look, if there was no your father and without your mother, there will be no you. So why don't you carry on the same trend? Why do you take this path of homosexuality? So I believe that our boys are being misled by the social media, by the Western agenda, by the movies.
Yes, but Mugi, still to add on what you are saying, there is a problem, and the problem is about parenting. Most of the parents are leaving the parenting of their children to schools, to movies, to television.
That's what I'm talking about.
And to radio.
Yes, a lack of mentorship. So.
Yeah, lack of mentorship. So I believe that if, as Africans, we need at least to come back to our core values, so that it's the family, from the family, daddy, mommy, please let us mentor this boy, let us mentor this girl, are you getting me, so that they grow up into that line that is right, so that at the end of the day we see them becoming a family, boy, girl, as they become men and women, they make a family. So it's the family that should play a very big role, mommy and daddy. Mommy and daddy should also play a very big role. For me, I believe that even if there's that agenda, but if mommy and daddy plays their role, we have uncles, we have aunties, do the talking to the girls, do the talking to the boys, things will get better.
Yeah, the mother and father in a family are the primary mentors before we bring in the extended family, the uncles, the aunties, the community at large. So, Mr. Herbert, you talked about this agenda of homosexuality, and you said that the rationale, what they are trying to achieve, is to see the population of the black people going down. You know, so I do agree with you 100% on that issue, and we are going to continue seeing more of the same agendas. Like now, homosexuality, we see that it's a vice. We need to fight it with all our energy. But we are going to see other agendas being introduced slowly. You know, lesbianism, gay sex, and that undermines procreation. But also, we are going to see transgenderism, because it is no doubt that the Western world has wanted to bring down the population of Africans through the introduction of diseases, family planning. You know, before we didn't have family planning, and that family planning, I guess we will invite health experts.
And I remember our grandfathers, for example, they were not using family planning. But right now, family planning methods are being introduced to even primary school going children.
That is a sad thing.
What does this mean? It means that they have an agenda. And at the end of the day, I want to tell you that organizations that are dealing in issues of family planning, whatever, they are being sponsored.
Absolutely.
They are being given a lot of money.
Because
how do you start telling me that you are going to inject a plan, is it whatever to a 12-year-old?
Young children, babies. That is very absurd. You know, so we see that, and now that did not quite accomplish the job of family planning, because at first it was diseases, now family planning, now we see homosexuality. But more dangerously, we are going to see the trend of transgenderism, you know. So we talked about family planning. These services are being, what do you call it? Being sponsored, where they can be accessible to even the poorest people, you know. Now we are going to see that they are going to increase funding for transgenderism, so that the services of mutilating organs of these young children can be accessible, you know. So let me finish about the point of you know, this population control and population you know, that the West are orchestrating on the black family. So with the family planning, you can wake up one day and stop, you know, but it has already caused its damage. But we are seeing people, much as their side effects, women who have used family planning coming up with diseases later on,
side effects,
cancers, side effects which pose grave danger. But we see that the diseases did not accomplish the goal of population control, exterminating black people. So they moved on to family planning, you know, because we black people, we are very resilient to diseases. Much as they have given us these diseases, we beat the odds to remain here. Now they're talking about family planning. One day, a person who has been using family planning can wake up and say, oh, I'm done with this, then go back to having children. Homosexuality, being a lesbian or being a gay man, you can kind of come back to your senses and say, oh, I don't like this lifestyle, then go back to having children. Now, the most dangerous one that is coming up, Mr. Herbert, and I really want to warn the entire black parents, you know, the group. We are going to see the same amount of money that has been pumped into all these negative agendas being now diverted to transgenderism. Can you imagine, Mr. Herbert, in America, a child of 8 years, 10 years can decide for the parent and say, hey, mother, father, I'm tired of being a boy. I'm tired of this penis. I want it mutilated, and I want to become a girl. I want to have breasts. And the same thing can apply to a girl. And the parent, you're not allowed to disagree with your child. Can you see how very destructive this is getting?
Mugi, I think at the end of the day, we should appreciate what some of our governments in Africa are doing. And then we should appreciate the decisions that are being made, because as we said earlier on, mommy and daddy, the family, are you getting me? The leaders, we need to have also a movement to say to it that we repulse what is coming from the other side. Are you getting me? So that we don't allow some of those behaviors to penetrate into our society. But somebody will tell you that, look, what those people have is they have the power of money. Because they have money, what does it mean? Africa, we don't have money. Africa is where poverty is beginning from. So what does that mean? It means that everything that they have, they want to make Africa a dumping ground for them.
Right.
Or everything, every activity that they want, they just dump on African continent because Africa is full of poverty. Are you getting me? So I request that our governments and our population, our elders, we keep on fighting that agenda from those countries by at least remembering and then mentoring and rementoring, retooling, and then at the same time retraining, ensuring that these people relearn, you see, the core values of the Africans. If we decided to stay on our core values as Africans, I believe most of these things will be repulsed and then they remain with them.
It's automatic. Look at what the Arabs have done with all the World Cup.
Arabs,
because they were able to preserve their culture, their cultural values, you know, their disciplines, much as the West came to them, you know, bringing these negative agendas which are not in line with their culture and their values. It's easy to repel them. So, but all we need to connect this back to mentoring the boy child so that he grows mentored, disciplined, you know, as a proper leader to lead his family. When we have good men being responsible fathers, leading their families the right way,
providing for their families.
Yes.
Because it always becomes bad when a man is a beggar.
Absolutely.
How do you, a real man, how do you start being a beggar? Because you'll be disarmed if you're a beggar. Because though they say that a beggar has no choice, but let me tell you, at the end of the day, you'll fall for anything.
Yes.
Because you're a beggar.
An economically disempowered man is susceptible.
Is a liability to their community.
Yeah, and is easy to be manipulated.
It's easy to be manipulated. You are not an asset. You see, you are a liability because everything that comes will just, when they say, look, issue of homosexuality is them who will go.
Yeah, because the man is not economically empowered, and the homosexuals and other bad agendas are, you know, dishing out money. It's easy to be lured into those. So this brings me to another point that you discussed, and it was of interest to me. The need to scale the boys, you know, and train them in different disciplines, including leadership, including finances. Talk to us about that. Yeah, very different skills. Mention them.
As a boy child mentor, something that I'm so much interested in is we equipping these boys with skills, because there are very many different skills. For example, issue of self-esteem. You see, somebody should have self-esteem. somebody should have good communication skills. A boy child should learn that they're the head, they should have leadership skills. So we need to train these boys, we need to equip them, we need to empower them with different life skills. For example, there are skills like carpentry, there are skills like hairdressing. You see, when we were growing up, some of us used to think that hairdressing was basically for the girl child. Only. But let me tell you, the biggest number of people who are making good money in hairdressing are boys.
They are emerging to be men right now.
Yeah.
You see that sometimes they even excel.
Yeah.
You know, these men who plait women's hair, you know, wash the hair and you know, do all that.
Do the manicures, the pedicures,
they
all
are men.
Things. Yeah. Yeah. So we need to skill a boy child. Not only skilling a boy child, the girl child also needs to acquire skills. But why are we putting our emphasis on the boy child? Because at the end of the day, he's the head of the family.
He's the leader.
He's the leader. He's supposed to be the provider. So if we skill the boy child, it will mean that at the end of the day, even the government will be happy. Are you getting me? So our request is, let the government, let the policies put also emphasis on the boy child. Because Mugi Maiware is, we are running a race of girl empowerment.
Right.
I'm worried that we are going to reach a time when we realize that the boy has been left behind. And what shall we do? We shall again need to leave the girl there and then get behind to see to it that we get the boy also, to see to it that they are at the same margin with the what? With the girl. So the best thing is, let us move with them concurrently, together.
Yeah,
so that we don't regret later.
I'm afraid when we reach that stage of needing to go back to
get the boy child,
to get the boy, we will not have that chance, because it is very...
By that time, Mugi, by that time, the boy will have gotten spoiled. If it's a watermelon, it will have gotten rotten.
And it's the agenda of the West that they are perpetuating. So we will not have that chance of fetching the boy child. Because remember, let's go back to you know, the fundamental point that we all agree about is that the agenda against a black boy, a black man, is to be undermined, because he's seen as a threat to the power. You know what I'm saying? Which is not the case as the woman. You know? So at this point, I wish that we discuss how the dysfunction of the black family is directly related to the lack of mentoring or correct upbringing. You know, and many times the poor upbringing of these boys. Let's talk about the issue. You know, we are seeing a lot of divorces. We are seeing a lot of single mothers. We are seeing a lot of fights, domestic violence in families. So can you talk to us? I term that as a dysfunctional family, malfunctioning family. Yeah, talk to us how that is as a direct result of lack of mentorship of this boy who is supposed to be the leader in the family.
Yeah, Mugi, as I've told you, that the boy is supposed to be the leader, the head of the family.
100%.
100%. Now, anything that goes off track in the family, the man is responsible. Are you getting me?
I agree with you 100%.
The man is responsible. So, because boys have not been mentored, the men have not been mentored, maybe you have a problem where, for example, when, especially issues of domestic violence, when a woman batters a man, there is no way a man is going to report.
Yeah.
Because if a man went to police and told them, look, do you know what? My wife has been beating me, even the policeman will laugh. Will say, what kind of man are you who is beaten by a woman? So
the system is set up in such a way to undermine the man in this case. You know what I'm saying? In cases of domestic violence against a man.
Against a man.
They will say, oh, are you crazy? They will just even laugh at you.
How? You are lying to us.
So there is no...
In fact, you are lying to us, and we know by the time this woman started beating you, you were the trouble causer.
Yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah, you deserved it. Are you getting me? So, like the Muganda will say, bajja kusalira omusango gw'omusajja. You see?
Prejudice.
It will be turned against you. They will say, look, you are the trouble causer. I don't think there is anything that really, why should we even listen to you? We don't even need to listen to you. So we need to mentor this boy so that he grows up into a responsible man, and a man who is going to respect woman.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that. I remember on a television show, you pulled off a stint which was very significant. You showed up in a shirt. What was written at the back of the shirt?
Nurturing men and respecting women.
Absolutely.
We nurture men as we respect women. You see, the challenge is when it comes to girls' empowerment, they are empowering, they are nurturing women, but not respecting men.
They are empowering them, but not encouraging them to respect their men.
Yes, their men.
So now here comes Coach Herbert.
But for us with the mentor boy child, the issue is very simple. What we try to do is we want to ensure that these men are trained and mentored in a way that they do not only respect themselves, but they also respect the woman.
They are women.
Because if you don't respect the woman, then you are in trouble. All the women are our mothers.
Correct.
Are you getting me? And in this world, if you remove the women, the world will come to a standstill. Mugi, have you ever entered a room that doesn't have a woman? Where there is only men, or where there is only a bachelor man, you will see very few bachelor men are organized. You will see the house is very disorganized, but a house, the person who builds a house, the person who builds a home is the woman. So if you don't have a woman, that means that the home will not be built well.
Yeah, a man may build a house, but it's a job of a woman to turn this house into a home.
Into a home, yes.
You know, so it is imperative what you're doing, you know, saying that boys should be mentored, you know, to respect themselves, respect everyone else in the societies and communities where they live, but most importantly, respect their women, because at the end of the day, for the survival of the black family, we need a black man moving hand in hand with his woman, you know, a black man working together with his black woman. You know what I'm saying? That is how we are going to be able to raise strong black families and strong black nations, later on countries. So basically, as we conclude, we'll say that those that are in need of this book, Mentor Boy Child, there's no problem. You can just get to Mugi, or you can get to me. You try inboxing us. So the link to your channel. Oh, by the way, let me put this one in, guys. Please go head over to Mr. Herbert's channel. Link is, I'm going to tag his all his link, contacts, email, telephone, his channel. Please go over to his channel and support him. He's doing very impressive stuff, very great stuff for the boys, for the boy child. So all you parents who have boys, please plug into Mr. Herbert's channel and support him, encourage the boys to learn, you know. So please talk to us how people can get your book. And
basically you can get in touch with me, but what I was going to tell you is, for example, in this book there is a chapter 20 on page 78. It says make a meal. Every boy child should learn how to make a meal, how to prepare a meal. Mugi, if we moved around these hotels, you'll find that the best chefs are men. The best chefs,
I see what you're saying.
yes, are men. So we want to train men so that they also learn, more boys so that they also learn how to make a meal. Just imagine, Mugi, assuming somebody, you have a woman, because you have this woman, but as it's a Saturday, assuming, and this woman, this lady of ours, or this wife of ours is washing, and for you, you are preparing breakfast. I think she'll feel proud of you.
For sure.
She'll feel very happy. She'll say, oh my God, this husband of mine is very caring.
Yeah, so it brings back, it encourages working together.
Working together.
What I talked about, that the black man and the black woman should work together.
Yes.
And it begins, this charity starts at home.
Yeah.
It should start in the family. We should start instilling these disciplines, these values from the family level, you know. So what you talked about, I can see that women need assistance.
Women need assistance.
Yes,
By
so,
the way, I always tell people that this lady of ours, this wife of mine, is not a slave. She's not a slave. She's just supposed to be a helper. That's
Right.
why at the end of the day, we're supposed to complement each other. The Muganda will say, chai kumajani, sugar and tea. You see, sugar and tea leaves. For example, when they are moving, where you have sugar, tea will accompany, tea leaves will accompany. Where you have tea leaves, sugar will also do what? Will accompany. So, man and woman, let's make sure that at the end of the day, especially the black man that we are communicating to right now, please make sure that you respect that woman. Are you getting me? Then the black woman also make sure that you respect your husband. Because if you don't respect your husband, those are some of the channels through which Satan is going to pass to see to it that their family is broken.
And a broken family, a malfunctioning family, a dysfunctional family, that's the end of the nation.
That's the end of the
race.
nation. Yes, that's the end of the race. So let's ensure that at least with this, sometimes we call it the basic unit, or the smallest unit of the community is the family, where the community begins from. So, mommy, daddy, let's respect each other, and then the children will learn from us, because children grow into what they see. When a boy child grows seeing that Coach Herbert is always battering mommy, he will, chances are high that he will also beat his wife.
So
when our daughter grows seeing mommy disrespecting daddy, chances are high that she will also disrespect what? Her husband.
Oh, 100%. This brings me to a saying that I like to use, that, or I like this saying that monkey see, monkey do. You know, that's how children kind of grow up, you know. That's how they learn. Children, they don't learn better, or should I say children learn better or learn easier by seeing. You know, easily by seeing. So when these children see that their father is a strong leader, you know, then
they also grow into being leaders.
Yes, when they see that their mommy is a good wife, you know, a good mother,
she respects
in the home.
Daddy, she respects elders, they will also grow up respecting
into that. So thank you so much for watching this program. Thank you so much, Mr. Herbert, for coming on.
Thank you very much, Mugi, for this program. And I believe those who have not yet subscribed to these channels, please ensure that you subscribe, so that at the end of the day, we continue bringing you good and good information.
100%. So I think we need to kind of do more of these sessions, because this was very powerful, and looking forward to linking up with you again. And until next time, goodbye.
See you then.